A strong hold over current affairs is your way to succeed in the UPSC Civil Services examination. Brace yourself and get detailed coverage of relevant news both nationally and internationally. With the monthly current affairs revision program starting from 26th October at 5 p.m. Enroll today and elevate your current affairs knowledge with comprehensive coverage of current affairs compiled through relevant sources such as the Hindu Indian Express, Economic Times, PIB Yojana, and others. Expert support and personalized mentoring. Comprehensive assessment through MCQs and mains-oriented questions.
Hello and welcome to this edition of News Today. Without delay, let's have a look at the headlines first. Justice Sanjeev Khanna takes oath as 51st Chief Justice of India. Parliamentary Standing Committee on Communications and Information Technology to review mechanism to curb fake news. Critical information infrastructures targeted by ransomware attacks in 2023, says DOPT report. World Intellectual Property Indicators 2024 report released by World Intellectual Property Organization. Drone seizures at Punjab border double to unprecedented 200, says Border Security Force. India's first space defense exercise, Antariksha Abhyas 2024, held in Delhi. In a significant development today, Justice Sanjeev Khanna took the oath of office as the 51st Chief Justice of India. The ceremony took place at Rashtrapati Bhavan, where President Draupadi Murmu administered the oath. Now let's take a closer look at how the appointment of a Chief Justice of India works. Typically, the senior-most Supreme Court judge considered fit for the role is appointed as CJI, based on the recommendation of the outgoing CJI. However, this convention was breached in the years 1964, 1973 and 1977. The Union Minister of Law, Justice and Company Affairs seeks the recommendation for the CJI, which is then forwarded to the Prime Minister. The Prime Minister, in turn, advises the President on the appointment. According to Article 124, Clause 2 of the Constitution, every judge of the Supreme Court is appointed by the President and holds office until they turn 65 years old. Moving on, let's discuss the key roles and responsibilities of the Chief Justice of India. As the first amongst equals, the Chief Justice leads the judiciary but does not hold superior judicial authority over other Supreme Court judges. This principle was laid down in the landmark 1997 ruling in state of Rajasthan versus Prakash Chand. Another significant role of the CJI is that of the Master of the Roster. This means the Chief Justice has exclusive power to constitute benches, including constitution benches, to hear cases. The CJI also heads the Collegium, which is responsible for judicial appointments and transfers in the higher judiciary. Additionally, under Article 146, the Chief Justice is responsible for appointing officers and servants of the Supreme Court or delegating this task to another judge or officer of the court. Let's now shift our focus to the Collegium system, which plays a vital role in the judicial appointments. The Collegium system makes recommendations for the appointment of judges to the Supreme Court and High Courts. Judges are appointed by the President under Article 124 and 217 of the Constitution, which pertain to the Supreme Court and High Courts respectively. For Supreme Court appointments, the Collegium consists of the Chief Justice of India and the 4 senior-most judges of the Supreme Court. For High Court appointments, the Collegium consists of the Chief Justice of the concerned High Court and 2 senior judges from that court. Additionally, the Collegium at the Supreme Court for High Court appointments include the CJI and 2 senior-most judges of the Supreme Court. The Parliamentary Standing Committee on Communications and Information Technology is set to review a mechanism aimed at curbing the growing issue of fake news in India. Although there is no legal definition for fake news, it generally refers to stories that are false or misleading, often lacking variable facts, sources, or quotes. It can encompass both misinformation, which is the accidental spread of incorrect information, and disinformation, which involves the intentional spread of falsehoods. So, why is regulating fake news so crucial? First, it undermines the right to information or RTI, which is protected as a fundamental right under Article 19, Clause 1, Subclause A of the Constitution. The Supreme Court upheld this right in the Raj Narayan versus Uttar Pradesh government case. Fake news also poses significant threats to democracy. It can sway voters, incite violence, and cause social unrest. Moreover, online algorithms that spread fake news often reinforce harmful information bubbles, leading to prejudice on issues like racism and misogyny. However, there are considerable challenges in regulating fake news. For one, increasing internet penetration. Over 55% of India's population had internet access in 2023, according to an IAMAI report, means a larger audience for misinformation. Meanwhile, digital illiteracy remains an issue, with only 38% of Indian households being digitally literate. And there is the constant concern about the potential curbing of free speech. For example, the Bombay High Court recently struck down the government's fact-check unit, FCU, set up by the Press Information Bureau or PIB to flag fake news on social media platforms related to government matters. To tackle the spread of fake news, several initiatives are in place. The Information Technology, Intermediary Guidelines and Digital Media Ethics Code Rules 2021 provide a regulatory framework for online publishers of news and audiovisual content. The Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita also criminalizes the spreading of false information or rumors, including electronically, with the intent to cause public harm. Additionally, the Information Technology Act 2000 under Section 66D prescribes penalties for cheating by personation through computer resources. As the committee reviews these mechanisms, the debate on balancing regulation with freedom of expression continues to shape the conversation on tackling fake news in India. Moving ahead, in a concerning report, the Department of Personnel and Training, DOPT, revealed troubling trends regarding cyber attacks on critical national infrastructure in 2023. The year saw an alarming rise in complex cyber-dependent crimes, many with serious national security implications. These include malware attacks in government ministries, significant data breaches, and a massive distributed denial of service or DDoS attack on critical infrastructure and airports. For those unfamiliar, a DDoS attack is a malicious attempt to disrupt normal internet traffic, making websites and services unavailable to legitimate users. But what exactly constitutes Critical Information Infrastructure or CII? According to Section 70 of the Information Technology Act of 2000, CII refers to any computer resource whose incapacitation or destruction would severely impact national security, the economy, public health, or public safety. This includes vital sectors like banking, transportation systems, water supply, mobile networks, and defense. Unfortunately, India has seen several high-profile cyber attacks targeting CII in recent years. These include the 2023 ransomware attack on the All India Institute of Medical Sciences, the 2019 cyber attack on Kudankulam nuclear power plant, and the data breach involving the Indian Council of Medical Research. The report also highlights an overall surge in cyber attacks across the country. In 2023, India reported approximately 1.6 million security incidents, a sharp increase from just 53,000 in 2017, according to CERT-In, the National Cybersecurity Agency. What's driving this vulnerability? Experts point to several key factors: budget constraints, over-reliance on third-party services, challenges in continuous monitoring, real-time threat detection, and a shortage of specialized cybersecurity personnel. But the government has been taking steps to strengthen the country's cybersecurity defenses. For instance, the National Security Council Secretariat provides strategic coordination for cybersecurity efforts, while the National Critical Information Infrastructure Protection Center, or NCIIPC, is dedicated to safeguarding CII. Other initiatives include the Indian Cybercrime Coordination Center, or I4C, a framework designed to support law enforcement agencies in tackling cybercrimes, and the Cyber Surakshit Bharat initiative, aimed at enhancing cyber awareness and preparedness. In addition, the Defense Cyber Agency or DCYA is working to fortify defense-related cyber infrastructure. As cyber threats continue to evolve, these efforts are critical in ensuring the security and resilience of India's critical information infrastructure.
In a significant development, the World Intellectual Property Organization, or WIPO, has released its World Intellectual Property Indicators 2024 report, highlighting India's impressive growth in intellectual property filings. According to the report, India's patent filings have doubled between 2018 and 2023. Now, let's break down some of the key findings related to India. When it comes to patents, India ranks 6th globally, with 64,500 patent filings. Notably, the country's patent to GDP ratio surged from 144 in 2013 to 381 in 2023, indicating a strong upward trend in innovation. In terms of trademarks, India's IP office is the second largest globally, and the country now ranks 4th in the world for trademark filings. India also saw a significant rise in industrial design filings, ranking 10th globally with a 36% increase in 2023. This shows robust growth in creative design and innovation across industries. So what factors are driving this surge in patent filings? First, government initiatives and policy support have played a crucial role. For instance, the Patents Amendment Rules 2024, which reduced renewal fees and simplified the filing process, along with the National IPR Policy 2016, have made it easier for innovators to protect their intellectual property. In addition, the timely clearance of patent applications has been a key factor. India granted 1.03 lakh patents in the financial year 2023-24, further streamlining the patent process. The government has also strengthened the country's IP infrastructure, with digitization of the patent filing process and the establishment of IPR facilitation centers to assist inventors. However, challenges still remain in the patent landscape. One of the key issues is the abolition of the Intellectual Property Appellate Board, which has created a void in handling appeals related to intellectual property cases. Additionally, the issue of evergreening of patents, a practice where companies extend the life of their patents to maintain monopolies, particularly over life-saving drugs, continues to be a concern. There are also other challenges, such as compulsory licensing and the lack of fixed timelines for each step in the patent procedure, which can delay the process. On the global stage, patents are regulated by several key bodies. The World Intellectual Property Organization, or WIPO, oversees international patent laws, along with the WTO TRIPS Agreement of 1994 and various conventions such as the Patent Cooperation Treaty of 1970 and the Budapest Treaty of 1977. In India, the regulation of patents falls under the Patents Act 1970, which was amended in 2005 to bring it in line with the WTO TRIPS Agreement, ensuring that India complies with global patent standards. In conclusion, India's performance in intellectual property filings reflects a growing innovations ecosystem. However, there are still challenges that need addressing to ensure continued progress and protection for investors. Moving ahead, in a startling revelation, the Border Security Force, or BSF, has reported a dramatic increase in drone seizures along the Punjab border. The number of drones intercepted has now doubled to an unprecedented 200. The BSF attributes this surge to enhanced anti-drone strategies and the adoption of advanced technical measures. But why this rise in drone activity? Previously, Pakistani syndicates primarily used land routes to smuggle drugs, arms, and ammunition into India. However, the situation has now shifted, with these syndicates increasingly relying on Chinese-made drones to smuggle drugs, arms, and ammunition to destabilize India. This change is due to traditional security measures, such as surveillance cameras being unable to effectively detect drones at a distance. But drones pose more than just a threat at the border. Drones, especially when weaponized, present a strong challenge to national security. Small commercial drones can be easily modified to carry explosives or weaponry. There's also the threat of drones disrupting critical infrastructure. These devices can potentially carry out cyber attacks, electronic jamming, or even physical attacks to disrupt infrastructure networks. Another issue is privacy. Drones equipped with high-definition cameras can intrude on the privacy of common citizens, raising significant concerns. Additionally, the rise of drone swarms, where large number of drones operate autonomously in coordinated formations, presents a new challenge, one that could overwhelm existing defense systems. In response, several anti-drone technologies are being deployed. The BSF has already implemented radio frequency sensors capable of detecting drone signals over wide areas. Another key technology is high-power microwave or HPM systems, which emit streams of microwave energy in a wide area and are best suited for area denial operations against personnel or small electronics, including drones. Additionally, integrated drone detection and interdiction systems, IDD and IS, along the northern borders with China use both soft skills through jamming and hard skills with lasers to neutralize drone threats. The government has also taken several steps to strengthen counter-drone measures. The Ministry of Home Affairs has established the Anti-Rogue Drone Technology Committee, or ARDTC, which evaluates and certifies available technology to counter rogue drones. Furthermore, the drone rules of 2021 have divided Indian airspace into 3 zones: green, yellow, and red. Notably, the red zone is a no-go area for drones. Along with this, detailed vulnerability mapping along the Indo-Pak border has been carried out to enhance surveillance. To sum up, the rise in drone seizures at the Punjab border highlights the evolving security challenges posed by unmanned aerial vehicles. In a significant development for India's national security, the country has successfully conducted its first ever space defense exercise, Antariksha Abhyas 2024. The exercise held in Delhi was organized by the Defence Space Agency or DSA with the aim to help secure national strategic objectives in space and integrate India's space capabilities in military operations. The primary objective of this exercise is to prevent potential threats to space assets, including kinetic, direct energy, jamming, cyber, etc., and existing countermeasures. Now you might wonder, what exactly does space defense entail? Well, it encompasses the protection of satellites and space systems from both military and non-military threats. Non-military threats such as space debris and radiation can lead to the failure of satellite systems. On the other hand, military threats are more controlled, including cyber attacks that target onboard sensors, satellite communication systems, and tracking operations. Anti-satellite weapons like direct ascent ASAT and orbital ASAT are also growing concerns, along with the risk of rendezvous and proximity operations, which could lead to deorbiting of satellites or directed energy attacks from proximity, deterrence, etc. Moreover, surveillance and reconnaissance activities using high-resolution cameras and synthetic aperture radars can also be leveraged for military purposes, such as weapon deployment or border security. These are just some of the threats India is working to defend against in space. But it's not all smooth sailing. India faces certain challenges when it comes to space defense. These include low private sector investment, the need for a more cohesive national defense space strategy, and the existence of functional silos that hinder collaboration among various stakeholders. Furthermore, long defense procurement procedures have also been identified as barriers to quick advancements in space defense capabilities. So, what steps are being taken to overcome these challenges? One key move is the passing of the draft remote sensing policy, and the new satellite communication policy, both of which are expected to streamline and enhance space defense operations. Additionally, faster defense procurement procedures and a focused research and development strategy from proximity, deterrence, etc. And lastly, exploring integration of SATCOM with battle plans and enabling close collaboration in DSA, DSRO, and ISRO. In terms of organizational steps, India has already made significant strides. In 2010, the country created the Integrated Space Cell within the Integrated Defense Staff Headquarters. Then, in 2018, the Defense Space Agency, and in 2019, the Defense Space Research Organization were established to strengthen India's space defense capabilities. In 2019, India successfully tested an anti-satellite missile in a mission called Mission Shakti, demonstrating its growing prowess in space defense. Looking ahead, India is committed to exploring further integration of satellite communication with military battle plans and fostering close collaboration between the DSA, DSRO, and ISRO. In today's Place in News, we turn our attention to Azerbaijan with its capital, Baku. The 2024 UN Climate Change Conference, also known as COP29, has officially begun in Baku. Let's take a look at the country's political features. Azerbaijan is bordered by Russia, Iran, Armenia, and Georgia. The country also faces a territorial dispute with Armenia over the Nagorno-Karabakh region. Moving on to the geographical features, Azerbaijan is surrounded by the Caspian Sea to the east, and the major rivers are the Kura and Aras, playing a crucial role in the country's agriculture and ecosystem. Azerbaijan is home to the Bazar Duzu Peak, which is the highest point in the Greater Caucasus mountain range. The country's natural wealth is also notable, with abundant reserves of oil, natural gas, and various minerals such as lead, zinc, iron, and copper.
As we conclude today's main news, let's have a look at some quick updates. The Interstate Council, or ISC, has been reconstituted. ISC is a forum through which center and the state coordinate and cooperate with each other. It was established under Article 263 of the Constitution through a presidential order in 1990, based on the recommendations of the Sarkaria Commission. The ISC comprises the Prime Minister and Chief Minister of all the states and union territories with legislative assemblies and administrators of union territories without legislative assemblies. Indian scientists have developed a nanomaterial coating made of nanoclay for muriate of potash MOP. MOP serves 80% of potassium fertilizer needs. Nanofertilizers are nutrients that are encapsulated or coated within nanomaterial, measuring 100 nanometers or less. It enables controlled release and its subsequent slow diffusion into the soil. Arrival of migratory birds in the Hokersar wetland is adversely affected due to poor rainfall. Hokersar wetland is a designated Ramsar site in 2005. It is a permanent eutrophic lake in the floodplains of River Jhelum and lies in the west of Srinagar. Scientists from Agarkar Research Institute, ARI Pune, discovered a new species of Dicliptera in the Western Ghats, which is one of India's 4 global biodiversity hotspots. Dicliptera polymorpha thrives in open grasslands with extreme conditions like drought and frequent fires, utilizing robust rootstocks to endure environmental stress. Bharat Dynamics Limited signed a MOU with Russia's Rosoboron Export for cooperation on Panzer variants. The Panzer S-1 system is a mobile, short-range air defense system equipped with both missile and gun capabilities. It can provide air defense to small military, industrial, and administrative facilities. The WMO has released the State of Climate 2024 update for COP29, aligning with the UN Climate Summit in Baku. The report indicates that from January to September 2024, the global average temperature was 1.54 degrees Celsius, above pre-industrial levels. Researchers have discovered new species of marine creatures called comb jellies that can age in reverse. Comb jellies are ancient marine animals that drift through the ocean water column around the world. They could also be one of the first animals, as their origin can be traced back to an estimated 700 million years ago. The National Commission for Scheduled Tribes has asked center states to submit a detailed report on status of Goti Koya tribals. Goti Koya or Gutti Koya tribe are the Adivasi tribe of Chhattisgarh, who had relocated from Chhattisgarh to neighboring states in 2005 to escape violence between Naxals and Indian security forces. They speak their mother tongue, Gondi, a South Central Dravidian language. Before we sign off, let's challenge your understanding in today's installment of Test Your Learning. Thank you for joining us. We hope you found this episode of News Today engaging. For solutions to the quiz and to access the PDF version of News Today, please visit the provided links in the description below.